You're muted, so turn on your mic.
Sorry, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Conservative Circle. This is a special episode, and we have Myzell, who he's the editor for Conservative Circle and also known as Tech Boy. Welcome in.
Hello, everybody. Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the Fishback files. We're gonna have live reaction to that. I'm gonna play the first clip. That's part 1 of the Fishback files, and we're gonna have our reaction to that.
Great, great.
Well, well, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag, isn't it? Or should I say that the fish is off the hook? Or should I say I threw that fish back? My name is Francesca, and it really is me. It's been me the whole time. And it's been so cute watching all of you scramble. That's not James Fishback's ex-girlfriend. That's a man LARPing. There's no way. Oh, baby, there's a way. Oh, there's a way. And it's been so fun. It's been so funny. And I'm going to enjoy you. Because I've been waiting for this for the past 6 months. I've been really quiet, if you think about it. If you think about it, you never really heard from me. You really just saw me. You saw me everywhere with him. And then suddenly I was nowhere with him. And then suddenly Red, wife, showed up. And what happened to his first wife? Where's Francesca? Where's his first wife? Wife, in quotes. James Fishback and I were never married. And I can't believe he did that. I really can't believe he did it. I thought this entire time, I thought he was going to show up at my door the day of, over my birthday weekend, and be like, baby, I'm sorry, I messed up. And I would say, I know. I know you did, Jamesy. I would say, I know, baby, it's fine. It happens. But no, he got married instead. Now I'm left holding the ball on Twitter. Some of you guys have been so cute. You're like, there's no way that's the real Francesca. She's crashing out. She's being crazy. And I have to really ask you a question. If I am James Fishback's better half, because I think we can all agree his new wife is not, I would say, have you ever met the man? Of course I'm acting like that on Twitter. Who do you think he learned it from? Where do you think I got it from? What do you think we do together? It's this. And so I know you guys have a lot of questions for me. I know you guys want a lot of questions answered, and I will tell you everything. I will tell you all. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a slow burn. I'm going to use you, and I'm going to enjoy it. And you're going to enjoy this also because you've been waiting for this story. You've all been waiting for this story, and it's really funny. It's really cute. I'm going to breadcrumb you. I'm going to tell you what I want when I feel like it. Because I got a lot of information, and I'm not giving it all out at once just because I enjoy the chase. And I know you will too. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's talk about the articles. Let's talk about how I stole James Fishback's wedding because everybody was talking about Francesca. Much more than they were talking about his silly little wedding. Oh, baby, what did you do? Okay, let's talk about the articles.
Okay, so that was part 1 of the Fishback files. The first little clip, or the first episode, or whatever you want to call it. First, I want to know your reaction to that.
All right, so I have more of a reaction to the second half, but sitting there and watching that again for 3 minutes, 3 minutes of my life is gone, and it's been replaced with nothing. I mean, she said literally nothing in that video for 3 minutes straight. She said that she liked using us or playing with us or whatever. I mean, what are we talking about here? Just look, if you actually have dirt on James Fishback, get to the point. You just stood there in front of a camera. I mean, I didn't know that James Fishback had Riz, but I guess he's able to pick up a D1 rage baiter because that's what that is. So, in the videos, he mentioned that's what we did with each other. Did they just like go home to each other and like rage bait each other to death? Is that what they did? Did they make little Instagram edits of each other? In any case,
wait, I want to call you out right there. Hold on. You said Fishback doesn't have Riz. No. Fishback is the GOAT. Oh, you didn't know that? Well, he does. He's the goat. He's the goat. He's the goat. I know you're not a fan of Fishback or whatever. But whatever. Anyways, yeah, continue.
I was saying I didn't know that he had ribs. Apparently, he did. But I mean, like, well, he probably picked better the second time because I don't know what that was. I mean, she wasted all of our time, and yeah, there was that.
I just think, honestly, and we're gonna get to the second part, because the
Yeah.
second part is longer and it has a lot more in it, and it gets crazy, guys. So you want to just watch that.
Yeah.
But I just think she's really jealous, that she's not the one. She was saying like, it was my birthday weekend. I thought he was gonna come knocking on the door saying, I'm sorry, and then what?
Who,
Like, are you?
who broke
I'm
up?
sorry, you're just
Who broke up with
jealous.
who? So she broke up with him, or he broke up with her?
Well, what James said, he said that she broke up with him because he joined Tinder, to
Okay,
meet
like that.
hold on, to meet female voters where they are. Okay, guys. Okay.
What kind of an excuse? Like, what kind of a campaign strategy is that? I did it work?
Well, not for the relationship.
No, I
Um
mean, I mean,
hey,
I mean,
I think it did work. I think it did work. But we're
well, I
we're gonna
guess.
watch this. We're gonna watch the second half. Let's watch that second half. So it's stay tuned, guys. It's 6 minutes long. So watch this.
Man, it's nap time, guy.
You're all probably wondering why I was in the New York Post. I was in Yahoo, TMZ, AOL, Daily Mail. All the biggest news outlets in the world are all asking one question: who is Francesca Rain? I've been keeping my cards very close to my chest, but it's time that the truth gets out. My ex-boyfriend, James Fishback, is running for Florida governor, and he's caused quite the ruckus in the process. All of these articles are coming about our relationship, and so let's go ahead and cover it. Let's talk about it. The first tweet from the New York Post obviously has 1 million views. This is me. That's James. Literally, in that photo, one of his eyes is looking this way, and the other eye is looking this way, and I made a joke on Twitter, and I was like, one of his eyes was looking at me, and the other eye was looking at his new wife. Candidate James Fishback marries mystery blonde. False. I'm the mystery blonde. His new wife is red. Just weeks after ditching girlfriend. I am the girlfriend who got ditched. That is me. I'll just take it as it is. I'll just take it as it's reported. But at the end of the day, the New York Post is never going to write about you. This will never be you. So you can roast me all you want, but honestly, I'm up right now. Post is reporting my boyfriend got married. Yay! He got married. With this super romantic tweet, logging off for a bit, getting married BRB. Makes me feel like you're super serious about your wedding, aren't you? Also, let's get one thing straight. Mystery blonde, red. Mystery blonde, red. Thank you, New York Post. Please fix your headline. Many users pointed out that the apparent shotgun wedding happened just weeks after he broke up with previous Francesca Rain. Just weeks. Fishback started dating Rain, who previously went by Crypto Barbie. I did. So if you know anything about me, about half a decade ago, born of 2021, I was known as Crypto Barbie. I was a cryptocurrency influencer. I sold NFTs, traded shitcoins, Remilio, all that good stuff. It was awesome, and apparently it's haunting me now 5 years later, before deleting her social media. So rule number 2, if you are ever in the position to be a political wife, I'm telling you right now, do not delete your social media. You actually need to curate your social media to the highest standard and wipe everything else online. You need to go hard, because what had happened was that I deleted my socials thinking that I was helping James, thinking that I'm helping my man, just fully supporting him so we can redo this life together, so we can start this new life together. And what ended up happening was that the leftover crumbs of myself were on the internet. I had absolutely no control over my narrative. Things that I did 5-10 years ago came up, and I was not necessarily proud of them because they're not representative of who I am today. And that is the story of James's wedding. So let's move on to the rest of the article, shall we? He would occasionally introduce Rain on the campaign trail as his wife, despite the pair only started dating in January. We actually started dating in December of 2025, so it's a little bit off, but not too far. He did indeed introduce himself as my husband. He did on Patrick Bet David, that podcast with over 5 million viewers. And honestly, it might have just been a mistake. Like, I think James and I were in the headspace where I was like, we were gonna get married. Like, I think we thought we were gonna get married. So I think maybe that's why he did that. Just a Freudian slip. I don't know why he introduced me as his wife, but all I know is that he is officially married now to someone else. In February, he announced that he was single again, explaining that Rain had left him after he joined Tinder with the intention of meeting young female voters. He should have left him after he joined Tinder with the intention of meeting young female voters. But you see, I'm a ride or die. I thought we were in this together. I thought I was your wife. And so I'm like, let's do it. Tinder's hilarious. I trust you. I trusted him. And so Tinder went absolutely parabolic. It was actually a huge media stunt, and it was pretty iconic, if I'm being honest. But basically, all of these actions were to help Fishback. They did not help her. They did not help me. Everything that I did was to help him. Someone needed to help her. So this is a widely circulated photo of James and I. This was at the pro-life gala in Jacksonville. And the entire moral of the story, the point of this entire story is that James and I's relationship was extremely public. It was almost iconic. We were kind of mogging. We were honestly them. We were that couple. And the people are pissed. The people want Francesca. There has been a outrage on right-wing alt Twitter in the fact that I got replaced at the last minute. He literally promised the people Francesca, and then whoop, last minute, red Floyd. So telling everybody that I was his wife and that he was going to marry me. And let's look at some of these reactions on Twitter because they're pretty crazy. As you can imagine, they tried to completely erase my existence from the internet with James, but you cannot erase me from your memories, and you cannot erase me from the memories of the people. So we have Rath, who said, what happened to Francesca from 4 months ago? That has 254,000 views, and I'm right here, Rathy. I'm okay, thank you. Brandon Leslie, who you were still an op to me, don't think we are friends. He had a different girlfriend 3 months ago, 210,000 views. James Lee said, I don't want to be that guy, but wasn't James Fishback dating someone else just a couple months ago? Well, the New York Post reported it as weeks ago. 466,000 views. We have another one, AL, EL, IL, I don't know. Less than 2 months apart, two different women, BTW, 330,000 views. Somer, this is an odd one because Florida Governor hopeful James Fishback was dating a very different woman just 2 months ago. 3.4 million views. Thank you for stating the obvious, Will. Blonde, red, blonde, red, blonde. New York Post, please fix your headline because you're pissing me off.
Okay, so that had a lot more
Yeah.
in that. Blonde, red. Okay, Myzell, go ahead and what do you have to
I
say
have a
about
lot.
that clip? What do you have to say about that clip?
I have a lot of thoughts on this. 6 minutes of my life once again went down the drain. I mean, do you know how bad this is for me to take his side on this against him? I mean, I was so excited for these files to release, but it's my job to be fair and balanced, like Fox News. And the truth of the matter is that despite having a head so big that we could project the Lion King on top of it, there was nothing in between her ears. When these files came out, it was just her yapping for 9 minutes straight about nothing, about how she was going to use us. And she was sitting here and, nothing of substance came out. And then on episode 3, she came out and said, okay, I surrendered. Okay, like, what are we doing here? Now, does James Fishback have something in his personal life that could be used against him? Maybe. I mean, everyone does. Every politician, no politician is perfect. And every politician has some sort of a scandal. Political scandals are interesting. I want to study this. I want to be a politician. And, the opposition researchers are my biggest fear because, something could come out against me. Though, as I'm learning, they don't really do anything. There's nothing on me that could be disastrous. As James Fishback is learning as well, because, if he decided to break up with her, then that means he felt that there was nothing that she had on him that would have been disastrous, which, as we're learning right now, is true. So compare my alleged scandals to whatever else is out there. I don't think the opera researchers have anything on me or James Fishback for that matter. But this woman in this video, all she did was read off the New York Post articles. Like, okay, who cares that he broke up with his girlfriend? Lots of people break up with their girlfriends. That's not a reason why you should or should not vote for governor of Florida. If I'm a Republican primary voter and I'm looking at the candidates who are running, and am I going to switch my vote from James Fishback to whoever else is running because he broke up with his girlfriend? No, no one cares about that. But I think that this does show us another issue that we're learning here. Yeah, Francesca Rain doesn't have any dirt on him, but he is a politician. Everyone probably has some sort of dirt. And, that's one of the reasons I don't think you should be dating as a politician, or even me personally, because you're going to have all these random potential gotchas, these random potential scandals. You see this with Graham Flatman, who has more scandals, more credible allegations that are actually in like the New York Times, not the New York Post. Another thing that Francesca Rain mentioned was that the New York Post is not going to write an article about you. That is fake news. The New York Post writes articles about everyone and everything. I mean, just this morning they published an article about someone who was wearing a dress. Like, congratulations. Okay, so the New York Post is going to cover anything that seems like news. And you have actual scandals coming out. You have old girlfriends coming out the woodwork, and I think woodwork. That's one of the reasons you probably shouldn't date. If you don't have any girlfriends, if you don't have any, you can't have any old girlfriends coming after you. And I myself want to become a politician and commenter. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. National security reasons. I'm not going to go around dating. But back to James Fishback. When you look at these files, there's nothing in it. It's empty as her head. Now, James Fishback's address in these scandals, I think that he's doing great by not talking about it, by not amplifying it. Because when you look over onto X, she has 1,500 something followers, right? If James Fishback were to respond, she'd probably get a whole bunch more. She's trying to turn this scandal into a media career. James Fishback is smart. He's kind of captured by the Instagram algorithm. He thinks that these edits are going to help him win. We'll see how that turns out in August. And his fan base that likes these edits, they kind of live all over the place. They live in upper states. You're the only person in Florida that I know that supports James Fishback on the internet. And I don't know many supporters that are old enough to vote or live in the state of Florida. So I think that's one of the problems with this campaign. This, however, is not one of the problems with this campaign. He's doing a great job by not addressing this quote-unquote scandal. It's fake news.
Look, and I was actually looking forward to hearing this stuff. Not because I would believe it. I mean, well, this really has nothing in it. So
Yeah,
sure,
nothing.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say some stuff. I don't care. Waste 6 or 9 minutes of my time. I don't care. I mean, there's nothing in it. I just think that she's jealous. I mean, going back to the point where it was her birthday weekend, and she thought like, oh, James was gonna come over and apologize. No, he didn't. He got married. Well, you got a life,
I don't think
Francesco.
I don't think that she's jealous. Despite me saying that there's nothing in her head, I think she's kind of smart. I think that she's trying to use James Fishback's power and aura to become a commentator in her own right. She's trying to basically slingshot off of his campaign. Right? James Fishback is a powerful person in relation to Francesca. So Francesca's trying to use her association with him to catapult herself into a media sphere. Unfortunately, it's not working for her because she had nothing. Like she didn't even have a crumb of evidence against James Fishback because there's nothing there. I mean, she dated him, they broke up, all right, that's it, and then he moved on with his life. So what she has to say is very irrelevant, and no one cares. Even people who've been critical of Fishback in the past, like me.
Yeah, and sadly, we didn't get a lot of it. I mean, part 3, she made a part 3. Well, not really a part 3, but canceling the files.
Trailer.
But now she's making this the series Back to the Kitchen, and we're gonna take a look at that right after this break. You love freedom and hate censorship? Well, if that's you, you need some Freedom Uncensored merch. Go to Freedom Uncensored, and you can get 25% off by using promo code America. That's promo code America for 25% off. So what are you waiting for? All right. So now let's look at her first episode of the cooking show. But first, I want to give the Creator Hub a shout out. You need to watch the Creator Hub. I mean, you need to go on Instagram and make sure you follow the Creator Hub. That was Freedom Uncensored merch. So if you want to go buy some Freedom Uncensored merch, you can get 25% off for promo code if you use promo code America. So now let's go in and let's watch Francesca's first episode of her cooking show.
I just picked up American Hero, Patriot, All-American Chad, Jake Lang from the
Hey
airport.
guys, welcome to Francesca's cooking show. Look at her pick me up from the airport. She takes me home, makes me this huge, juicy steak. Back to the Kitchen is the name of it. Please share the video. What a delicious and awesome conversation.
And I'm going to be making him a steak tonight after 10 days in solitary confinement. So I hope you're hungry, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
All right. My name is Francesca, and welcome back to the kitchen. This is the first episode, and wow, oh wow, how I scored. I hope Jakey's hungry because it's going to be getting hot tonight. We're going to be doing a medium rare ribeye, mushrooms, sauteed spinach, wine, the whole works, because we have a crusader in the house. And
Cheers. Here's
Cheers.
to make America feminine again.
making America feminine again. Mafa. Well, I hope you guys stay tuned, and it's going to get crazy.
I think it's good she's back in the kitchen. Can we be back? Can you just go back to the kitchen and please make some food?
I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. I mean, obviously, she likes people with J names. She went from James to Jakey, so I don't know who's going to be next on the list when she breaks up with this guy. And, you know, what are we doing at this point? We're making a steak? Like, who cares? Congratulations, I guess. You want to make a cooking show. She's obviously somewhat of a larper. She's trying to appeal to the trad people. You know, she's trying to basically appeal to the people that James Fishback was courting in his electoral run. You know, when he's running for governor, he's trying to get, you know, some of the more trad Republicans, you know, some of the more younger people who are into that kind of content. And I guess she's thinking that she's going to take his audience of the percentage of Floridians that are going to vote for him and are going to transfer over to her so that she has some sort of campaign. I mean, she's just hanging out these random right-wing influencers and cooking steaks with him. Like, no. From a personal standpoint, I would be in favor of this. You know, I've always said I like how and I like people going out with the influencers and making money and doing things of this nature. I'm not opposed to her in a vacuum, but using a campaign and essentially lying to us that you have some sort of evidence that's going to come out. You know, I'm going to be into taking notes, studying for when I run for governor or president of the United States of what not to do. I mean, she has only taught us one lesson, and that is never date anybody because they're going to come out and do stupid stuff like this. That's the only lesson that she's taught us right here. I mean, she's essentially useless.
Mm-hmm. I want to share this photo of James and his wife on their wedding day. I mean, look, our next future governor and first lady of Florida, which Tech Boy doesn't like that. He doesn't like Fishback.
I'm saying you don't like endorsed him, for goodness sake. I'm just saying that he's down by, what, 40? So I'm just saying I don't know if he's going to become governor. And I do think that it's interesting that he dated a lady with the last name Rain, and then, of course, he went on to X and debated Sophie Rain. So there's also something in there. So I'm just saying I don't know if he's going to become governor. I'm not saying I don't like him, I suppose. Because he's fine.
He's going to become governor. Trust.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
If it does, we would have learned something. But, you know, I know so many Fishback fans, but they are all under 18, and they don't live in Florida, except for you.
Yeah, I live in Florida. Sadly, I can't vote because my birthday's in December, but yeah.
I mean, all the fans, you know, they don't live in Florida, so they couldn't vote anyway. Even if I wanted to vote for James Fishback in the primary, which I might do that if I lived in Florida. I can't because I don't live in Florida.
Move to Florida. What are you doing?
Move to Florida to support James Fishback's
campaign. Come on.
Look, if he runs for president of the United States, I'll vote for him in the primary if he makes it far enough. I
guess. All right. Well, well, thanks everyone for watching the Fishback Files. It was so good, I guess. You know, just 9 minutes of wasting our time. But thank you so much for being. Yeah, she's just yapping. Well, thank you so much for being here, Tech Boy. Thank you all for watching. We will see you soon.
God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.